Kayla already hit on the rabbits. We're not gonna go back to the bunnies because there was a lot of bunnies. There was a lot of rodents to talk about. So, which one was it? It was the bunnies, and then it was Hands Across America. Yeah. So she was sitting in the living room literally watching the Hands Across America campaign, and it was 1986 is when it came out. Reagan was in office. The Cold War was going on, and they was trying to come up with this bright idea on how to make the 80s wonderful. And that was their take on Make America Great Again.
Everybody hold hands.
So everybody hold hands from sea to shining sea. Mm-hmm. Even though they revealed in Jordan Peele revealed that they did not truly join hands because of the way that the terrain is set up. You can't join hands across the desert and across a lake and the river and all that jazz. So they showed a lot of things on TV to kind of like make it seem like it truly happened. Right. So they gave people a hope of, oh my God, America's wonderful, and this was the 80s. Mm-hmm. So did y'all catch anything else out of that when she was watching it? Because she was very impacted.
I didn't understand the significance of it then, but I knew it was going to come up again. Because when the director stays on the scene too long, you like, this gonna be important later.
Yeah. Because I still kind of don't. I only understood it when the regular Adelaide Red used it to communicate in the upper world. But still, I want to hear your take on it. Because
that was. I mean, because we can skip all the way forward and we can talk about how that was how she came up with her plot. She was basically saying that, and he told us at the beginning in the intro, the U.S. is made of a bunch of tunnels, subways, railroads, and all this jazz, and we don't even know the true uses for them. Mm-hmm. So we realized that, due to budget, they can't show like subways and all that jazz because they were in one specific area. So they showed a tunnel, and it looked very sterile, like a hospital, like it was a government
and it had a classroom
run. It had classrooms, and it had like kitchens, and it had like not true laboratories, but it had like lab areas.
Housing.
It was housing and sterile, like they were really doing experiments. So to say that this was right up under a small town, they usually do things like that in a small rural area, because if it gets out and it's in a big area, it's kind of hard to suppress it.
Yeah.
So that was my take on Hands Across America, and then her, because think about it, Reagan was trying to like make himself seem like he was wonderful even though he had a war going on. Yeah. So, US is looking like trash to everybody else. So America's trying to feel good about themselves to build morale here in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So that was a year before I was born, so I can't even truly say I remember it. But when it comes down to Adelaide using that, it was like that was the last thing she remembered before she went to the carnival with her family. Yeah. It was the very last thing, and she had the shirt on.
6 years old, 7 years old when that happened.
And it impacted her.
Now we're just going.
Now wait, before we go further, because I feel like you finna go off the subject, but I wanted to talk about foreshadowing. Because we talking about the No. Because I didn't want to get off the Hands of America part because
it is a part of Hands of
my
America.
bad. I felt like you was finna go somewhere off. I was like, no, I ain't done. My bad, sis. My bad. You know what? That was all patriarchy. I just put all patriarchy in the room. I didn't even mean to do that though. I'm sorry. You know what? Finish your statement. I take the heat later.
I was finna say the reason why she clung to that commercial because of the mine. So like the lower her like plotted from her keeping that commercial visual in mind because of what she
and the
so
shirt.
They still couldn't. Oh, okay.
She had the shirt.
She had the shirt because she had it on under the Thriller shirt.
She had it on under the Thriller shirt, and they didn't show that at the very beginning. They showed it at the very, very end because we never saw the front of her until Dad gave her that Thriller shirt, and then she turned around.
Okay.
Right.
And Thriller.
Yeah, that's another.
Thriller, he was basically talking about how you got clones because they was dancing against each other in Thriller. So he definitely had a message behind Thriller all the way. And even the lyrics of Thriller, like if you sit down and you read it, he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of tie 11/11 in on that because he came up to be this wonderful person. At the very end, he turned around and be this.
Got another side to him. Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah. And then
Jordan was a genius.
And you know what?
Jordan was a genius. I peeped that.
I
be knowing.
It does make a lot.
Y'all gotta. It be that black girl magic sometimes. You just don't know. Sometimes we be just getting y'all out of trouble.
Effect on there. Like, Toy be knowing.
Hashtag Toy be knowing.
Toy do be knowing. So outside of that, so You say, Toy, you knew. Oops, my bad. You knew right.
Can you hear me?
then.
Can y'all hear us still? Cause she just hit the mic. I mean, okay, just making sure.
My bad.
Can you hear me? No.
Okay. Yeah. So you say you knew at the very beginning when they were in the doctor's office and you saw the mother and the father. Like
When she legit said, "My daughter will not speak," we were thinking to ourselves, "Oh my gosh, she was hurt that bad."
Yeah.
But then it switched to the end, and she said, "I ran so hard and I got out of there." So it's like, okay, you just saw her, but you stopped speaking because of it. Something else happened. Something else always happened, and they're not going to show us until the end, so that they it always occurs like that. I know that directors and writers be trying to make it seem like they don't have a formula, but it always occurs that way. You can watch any show and know something else happened. They're not showing you.
And at the scene when she saw her, and like the girl turned around. And then they just cut to the next scene. I'm like,
she made that horrible face at her. She made that horrible face, like, and then, but it also showed like at the very, very end that she grabbed her neck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was like,
that explains why her ass was why she couldn't talk for real.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing I just thought of just now is that we cause our own like calamity and destruction. Is that like the dad was supposed to be watching her.
Yeah.
And that's like the stem of all of this. He should have been watching her, but he busy.
But on top of that, I was even more mad at mom because that showed another situation as well. Because if you know that you left your child with somebody that was irresponsible, you knew he was being irresponsible. And when she said, "Come on, let's go to the bathroom," another sign was, "I don't have to pee."
You should have
back in the 80s.
Anyway.
Get your butt over to this bathroom. Like, I didn't ask you if
you're
you
gonna have
to go to the
right
bathroom.
Now.
You going with
Here's
her?
the thing: she didn't trust herself. So like when they depicted them at the end, I was like, man, that makes so much sense because her doppelganger was a frazzled, nervous. She just looked out of whack, and he was a fucking alcoholic. And it was just one of those things where like as people that's also a fear of ours, a fear of speaking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that probably taught her daughter to feel like that she can be defiant. Because of the
she
fact
don't speak
that
up to your dad. Why am I? What you gonna say to me?
It's spirit and ego to me. That was just really wild to look at.
But I did look at how it's 2019 and you do have parents that'll say do X, Y, and Z, and the kid will back talk and be like, no, what? Whoa. And then on top of that, you know that you're leaving your child with somebody that's irresponsible, no matter who they are. It ain't even about trust. You know you're leaving with your child with somebody irresponsible. Trust. And instead of following and saying, no, I told you to come with me, because that wouldn't have happened if she'd have went to the bathroom with
like
mommy.
Trusting your
movie wouldn't have been a movie.
You know what I'm saying?
That was her fear because, like, at the end of the day, how do you ask somebody who's supposed to be sharing this child with you? Can you watch your child? Can you keep an eye on her?
Yeah.
That if I got to ask you to do something, then I know you're not going to do it.
I gotta ask you if you're stable enough to hold on to your child.
Exactly.
Like, period.
Yeah.
I even have a child with you, but we don't want to go on a tangent. But we want to
well, no, see, I do want to touch on that though. I do want to touch on that.
It's a fear-based
because it's one thing that I noticed.
She's liable to go towards curiosity of what is dysfunctional. Like, you know, she's a kid, so how she's probably processing seeing that whole little portal, because 1111 also stands for a portal too. You open up a can of worms, or you write to check your ass can't cash, that type of thing. And